Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am so excited because we are gonna be baking today. Specifically, we are making chocolate chip cookies. Now, who does not love chocolate chip cookies? They always hit the spot with a cold glass of milk, but I will say, I feel like everyone has a particular kind of chocolate chip cookie that they love. Some prefer a more thick and cakey consistency, some like it to be super thin and crispy, others like it to be packed with chocolate chips. I'm more on the side of just a few chocolate chips and more cookie. Some like it with brown butter, some don't, although I don't know who wouldn't like brown butter, but anyways, you get the point. So today, to appease both sides of the chocolate chip cookie fan club, we are just gonna make two types of chocolate chip cookies. The first is gonna be the thick style, which kind of mimics the famous Levain Bakery in New York City. It has that classic dome shape to it because of how thick they are, as well as how they're gonna be baked in the oven and the ingredients that are gonna be used. But it's super ooey and gooey in the center, but then it has a nice crunch on the outside as well as on the bottom. Absolutely delicious. But then we have my personal favorite, your classic brown butter chocolate chip cookie. This one is more thin. It still has the ooey and gooey center, but more crispy around the edges versus on the top and bottom. The brown butter adds a beautiful depth of flavor that complements the brown sugar in this cookie as well. As we go through both recipes, we're also going to take a bit of a different approach and explain everything with a scientific background. That way, when you're in the kitchen and you're using these ingredients, you'll understand what their function and purpose is and how it affects your final result. So with that, let's get into our chocolate chip cookies. We obviously have to start big and go with the thick chocolate chip cookies. Let's quickly talk about the butter. We are using cold butter straight from the fridge, and you'll notice in most thick chocolate chip cookie recipes, this is what they're gonna call for versus softened butter, room temperature butter, or even melted butter. The reason for this is because it slows down the spreading of the cookie in the oven. To compare it to using softened or melted butter, immediately when the cookie dough hits the oven and it gets heat, it's gonna start melting and spreading a lot quicker and getting more and more thin faster. But when the butter is cold and solid and it hits the heat, it's gonna take a lot longer to melt. That way the cookie has some time to set its structure so that even when the butter melts, it's not going to spread thinner. Also, to draw a comparison, you'll also notice most biscuit recipes use cold butter. In fact, usually the butter is popped in the freezer before even adding it into the recipe. The reason for this is once your cookies, in this case, or the biscuits hit the oven and the butter starts to melt, it's going to create these beautiful air pockets from the steam and help your cookie get even more of that beautiful dome or your biscuits to rise. So now we're gonna add some sugar and start to cream this. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult when your butter is solid, so that's why I like to use my stand mixer so it can do all the hard work. Creaming butter and sugar together is also something unique to thicker cookies. Now, it might just look like the purpose of this is to mix the sugar in with the butter really well, but what we're really doing is building structure. As you beat it together, you're actually whipping air into the butter, and when it gets trapped in the cookie and bakes in the oven, that trapped air is going to rise to help them puff up and create that dome shape again, which I keep repeating, but it's true. Okay, now we're going to talk about the dry ingredients. There are two things that stand out in comparison to a thin chocolate chip cookie recipe here. The first is cornstarch. Typically, you might see cake flour in this recipe. In fact, my original recipe does have cake flour, but I wanted to avoid getting an extra ingredient for you guys in this recipe. So instead, we just make our own cake flour. For every 1 cup of all-purpose flour, you'll take out 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and replace it with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and you've made homemade cake flour. Now, usually cornstarch or cake flour is added to baked goods to help tenderize it and break down some of the proteins in there from the all-purpose flour or the gluten to soften the texture a little bit. Cornstarch will also absorb some of that moisture, which doesn't mean the cookies will be dry. It just means that it'll prevent the cookies from spreading too much. Again, we want them thick. Now we have baking powder and baking soda. Most cookie recipes will have baking soda, but thick ones are going to have baking powder as well. Baking powder is a leavening agent, so it's going to help them rise beautifully in the oven. Baking soda helps with browning and spreading. Obviously, we don't want these cookies to spread too much, but we also don't want them to just be big blobs. We want a little bit of spread and more puff, so that's why we are incorporating baking powder into this recipe. Now, this next step is what I like to call insurance. Even though we use cold butter, we're just gonna pop our shaped cookie dough into the fridge or freezer for 30 minutes before we bake it. The reason for this is sometimes our ingredients warm up when they're in the mixer, as well as when we're shaping it with our warm hands. So just to be extra cautious, we're gonna chill it just for a little bit while our oven preheats. Another thing that sets the cookies apart compared to thin is that we're gonna bake them at slightly higher temperature than 350 degrees Fahrenheit. When you bake the cookies at a higher temperature, you're gonna get that beautiful golden crispy crust while the inside is ooey and gooey and just melts in your mouth, and also you get that signature thick shape. Our thick chocolate chip cookies are done and looking beautiful. Now we're gonna move on to the thin recipe. Okay, so we have our brown butter here. It smells incredible. But now let's talk about why we use melted butter for thinner cookies, since we talked about using cold butter for our thicker cookies. Since the fat is already in liquid form before it hits the oven, that means when the cookies start to bake, immediately they're gonna start to spread out. There's nothing solid holding the cookie in place like cold butter. Because our butter is also liquid, we're not gonna cream it with our sugar, and that way you're not gonna have as much air incorporated into the batter, so it's gonna be a lot thinner too. I not only like this style of cookie based on taste and texture preference, but also because it's so much easier. You just throw everything into a bowl and you use a hand whisk as well as a rubber spatula, no stand mixer required. Super easy. So we have our dry ingredients here and our wet ingredients here. The dry is just all-purpose flour, baking soda, and salt. So obviously the baking powder from the thick and fluffy cookies is missing from the thin and chewy recipe. We're leaving the baking powder out because we don't want as much of a rise for these cookies. We want them to be thin and we want them to spread out and have a beautiful browning, which is exactly what baking soda achieves. So now we're gonna add the dry into the wet. And because we don't want to incorporate as much air in this recipe as the other one, we're just gonna use a rubber spatula to fold everything in together. Now instead of popping this in the fridge to chill, we are just going to leave it on the counter for about 30 minutes to an hour just to let all the flavors melt together, and it really helps all the wet ingredients absorb that flour and it improves the texture of the cookies major. So that's what we're going to do right now. You'll notice that just by letting it sit at room temperature, not in the fridge at a colder temp, that everything kind of firmed up. That's because everything has had a chance to absorb all together. The smell of the brown butter is so intoxicating that we're gonna scoop and bake it now. Now we have our thick cookie and our thin cookie. It's so cool to see them side by side and how different they turn out with just a few tweaks. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and if there's another recipe that you want me to take a scientific approach to. To catch more recipes, you can find me posting over on Instagram as well as on TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss when I upload a new video. And on that one, I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you, bye.